Well, Parliament is set to open in just 2 weeks. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is back in the House of Commons and getting ready to square off against Prime Minister Mark Carney for the first time. CTV's Colton Prail joins us live with more. Colton, Prime Minister Carney and Poilievre are going to meet for the first time in the upcoming new parliamentary session. What can we expect from this historic matchup in the making?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch, Jamie, especially given how proficient Mr. Poilievre was under the Trudeau government. His ability to dictate what it was that Canadians were talking about, keep the political conversation focused on areas where the Conservatives were polling well, whether that was crime, affordability, everything from the consumer carbon tax to the cost of living. He was really able to dictate what it was Canadians were talking about and use opposition days very strategically in the House of Commons to make headlines. Mark Carney hasn't had to deal with that. It was a very quick session in the summer session of the House of Commons. Then it was summer, and the NDP were in disarray. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives were focused on the leader getting a seat back into the House of Commons. There were some sporadic press conferences here and there, but by and large, Mark Carney was able to dictate the political agenda for the last few months on Donald Trump, on his relationship with the premiers, and on nation-building projects. All of that changes in this fall sitting. How he handles someone who is as efficient a communicator and as adept at using the House of Commons to influence narratives and media coverage as the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre is going to be very interesting to watch, especially given the fact that Mr. Carney is still a relative political newcomer, especially in this House of Commons scenario.
Absolutely. He's about just past the 6-month mark, and a lot of people are saying that the honeymoon period is kind of over, and obviously they're going to be looking towards results and a lot of the nation-building efforts that the Prime Minister wants to see. Let's talk about that as we move into the new session of Parliament, and I guess, some of the other issues that are going to be on the Prime Minister's desk and some of the questions that he's going to be facing regarding the economy, tariffs, you name it.
That's just it. This has been a Prime Minister who, for the large part, has pushed his promises forward, not necessarily progressed them, but has pushed the delivery date into the fall. When are we going to see those nation-building projects? Well, they should start being announced over the next 2 weeks. When was the federal budget going to arrive? It's coming in October. When are we going to see, real progress on the Strong Borders bill, for example? That's supposed to be coming this fall. A crime bill, that's supposed to be coming this fall. All of these very significant promises have been pushed to this session. I was speaking with pollster Nick Nanos yesterday, and he framed it to me as essentially a make-or-break 3 months for the Liberal Party. That honeymoon that you talk about, that is fading a little bit. Concentration from the other political parties is going to be back not just on the Prime Minister, but on the Liberal Party in general. And so now is the time to begin delivering. Now is the time to start those nation-building projects, to push forward on the U.S. agenda, but to also deliver for Canadians when it comes to economic clarity. And all of those are going to open up a number of possible wins, but certainly possible pitfalls for the Liberal government and for Mark Carney, and it's going to be a challenge. So the next 2 weeks is all about the lead-up. It's about preparing for that, ensuring that they're focused and on message, but also ready to push forward those big legislative promises that they have made over the last several months. It's going to be nose to the grindstone. He'll meet with his cabinet. He'll meet with his caucus. The Conservatives will also be meeting with their caucus as well in the lead-up to this. It's very typical, but that's what we're looking at over the next couple of weeks. Real focus on those big promises and whether or not the Prime Minister and his cabinet can deliver.
CTV's Colton Prail, thanks for the updates.